Everyone, it's 12 minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome to Great Day for this Thursday. And Thursdays at this time, it's time to visit with Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road. And this morning we're going to be talking about Farmers Market with Fork in the Road, because a lot of people go to Farmers Market, Sheree. You know this as well as I.
Yep.
And you go there and say, I'm going to get all the fresh stuff. I'm going to load up. I'm going to go home and I'm going to have all these fresh fruits and veggies and I'm going to be good to go. But you get so much stuff, by the time you go to use some of it, you reach in the bin and you go, ew.
Or you forget about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have great intentions, but
Yeah.
it doesn't always follow through.
Right, exactly. And it happens to every one of us, and I own it. It happens to me sometimes where I'll be like, oh, I'm crazy about all this stuff.
Right.
And you buy too much. So let's talk about how to prevent that from happening. The first thing is obviously set some realistic expectations. Take a look at your calendar for the week to come. Realize that some things will last a long time. Root vegetables like carrots and potatoes, they'll last a couple weeks. But other things that have either a high water content or that are delicate like leafy greens or herbs aren't going to last as long. So that's the first point of reference. And also looking at your schedule and knowing if you're going to be going out to dinner 5 nights a week, you're not going to be making the dinner. Second thing is, on the day that you buy the produce, if you're not going to be going home right away, have a container like a cooler or something to transport it in, because one of the first places it can start to go bad is in the car on the way home. If you go to the Saturday's farmers market and you make a stop on the way or you do something and you leave your things in the car, they're going to start to deteriorate and they're not going to get any better from there. So that's the next point. Then have some things at home on hand that'll be helpful to you to support you in your efforts. One of them is, we've had these on the show before. I really love these. These are papers that are made with fenugreek. They look like this.
Right.
So it looks much like a paper towel, and if you smell it, it smells like fenugreek. Fenugreek has a really...
It feels like a thick coffee filter.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
It really does.
And it's great. So
And it smells like what?
It smells like fenugreek, which is an herb.
Okay.
So what you would do is then you can buy these bags, and I'm not saying you have to buy all of these things in particular. You can use.
It says they're used in space.
Yeah, it does, and they're probably seen on TV too.
Yeah.
So these bags, and this is a new package of them. There's several different sizes in here. I think there's 12 bags. They look like this, and what I do is I'll take produce, put it inside, stick this in there, and then twist tie it, and it seems like a lot of effort, but
that's you're giving some double protection here.
exactly.
Okay.
And then I put it in the crisper drawer. The next thing to remember is where you put things in the refrigerator matters. Okay. So, for example, if you remember from science class, I bet you know this, warm air rises. So the warmest spot in the refrigerator is going to be at the top of the refrigerator. If you have a side-by-side refrigerator with the freezer here and the refrigerator there, the coldest part of the refrigerator is going to be the closest to the freezer. Just makes sense. So if you have something very delicate, like for example, a cucumber. And the reason a cucumber I call delicate is it's got a high water content.
Okay.
If you store this at the bottom next to the freezer, it's going to be the coldest spot. This is going to freeze.
Right.
And then when you go to grab it, it's going to be all smushy.
Okay.
So either in the crisper drawer or up high.
Got it.
The same thing would go for your herbs. And you can see cilantro, exactly. And you could do this with parsley. You can do this with many herbs. What I do is I put my herbs in a container like this. I usually use plastic because if it gets knocked over in the refrigerator, I've knocked over a glass before in the refrigerator. Not a nice thing. Yeah. No, it's not pretty. So I use a plastic container, fill it up just a little bit with fresh water, and then to keep the air...
Is that a shower cap?
It's a shower cap.
Did you get that from Holiday Inn?
But they used to sell those, like a Ziploc company or whatever, used to sell those as well in different sizes.
Yep.
I don't know if they still
do.
do.
But these are free with a stay at Holiday Inn.
Okay.
So that's
a couple of options.
You can spend more money on a cucumber and you're good to go. So that's another option. So then the other thing is, remember when I said get ready before you go, and be thinking, you've got to be able to use your stuff, okay? You're not going to use all this lovely produce if you've got to go through gyrations to make it prepared. So what you do is, before you go, make a dip. Have it in the refrigerator. Here's a dip here, and you guys can dip right in while I'm visiting. have a dip ready to go so that when you get home with the produce and you're unloading it and you're putting it in the bag, you can have a snack right then and there. Nobody's going to just munch on a carrot or a piece of cucumber.
Well, you
or
will, but
whatever.
you might get bored. You need to kind of keep it interesting and fun, which you show us every week here on our program.
Exactly. So be ready so that when you get home, and if you buy store-bought dip, don't get the sour cream onion, get the healthier version, get hummus and
or
whatnot.
something
Or
like
you
that.
can go to your website and learn
Hummus
how to
is
make
good.
that, which is the
This
greatest
is
dip
wonderful.
in the world.
It
for
is.
What do you
vegetables,
call this?
Bar none.
It's the best dip. I know it is.
What is this?
Is this how you get a husband dip or something?
It's marriage proposal
There you go,
dip.
marriage
Yes,
proposal.
exactly.
That would work.
Another thing, when your produce is starting to go bad, I juice it, and I made you a juice this morning. That's an interesting blend.
So this is bad fruit juice?
It's not.
These are rotting vegetables
these
and
are the-
fruit. This is like V8, but a rotten
I
version
hope
of
you
it.
at least fermented it.
It's
Okay.
the stuff I
But
wasn't
look how
going to
thick
eat.
this is. Can you see that, Craig? the straw.
Good,
We
though.
put that in there before Sheree even came on, and it hasn't
Strawberries,
budged.
beets.
There's beets,
Ginger.
pineapple, ginger,
Okay,
a
we're
little
getting
bit
better.
of lime juice, and the lime juice is to keep it fresh. Pineapples aren't
very
from
good.
here in Iowa. We probably know that, but the beets are. And so I was looking in my refrigerator and I said, well, what kind of a juice am I going to make today?
That's good.
I had pineapple.
Know what this tastes like? For you folks that have gone to trade shows and state fairs and the Vitamix is there and they make the...
Yes.
That's what this tastes like
Yeah.
with the beets and everything. in
Yeah.
there. That's exactly what it tastes like.
And so many people say that they don't eat beets or they don't like them because they're too
Right.
earthy or whatever. And you don't. You taste. To me, you taste the pineapple, and it's so pretty.
It's really
Their
good.
beets are disgusting, but they're great in this juice. They really are. I mean,
Yeah,
this is good.
disgusting.
Yeah,
we
they
have
really
to
are.
chat after this. Okay. Very quickly then, other things to know. There's some things that don't go in the refrigerator. A tomato is
At
one
all.
of
Oh, I
those.
love cold tomatoes.
Cold tomatoes are fine, but they get mealy. So if you want your tomato to be cold, put it in and chill it slightly right before you eat it, or chill the plate that you put it on. But if you store it in there, the texture is mealy. Mealy, like
grainy.
grainy.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But
Once
you're
it's
right. I
cut-
like them.
I like them cold. Though,
I like
yeah.
them
Really?
cold too.
Don't
Although
they stay longer? They last longer in their fridge, don't they?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Would you put them in a bag, but just not in a fridge?
No, I would leave them out on the counter and I would put them upside down.
Why upside down?
I'm not sure, but everybody does it, so I do
you
too.
There you go.
That's the reason.
That's the
They
reason.
go bad, just throw them at cars.
Garlic does not go in the refrigerator. I see a lot of people doing that. This needs to be out at room temperature. Also keep it away from the sun. It will germinate or it will start
Sprout.
little sprouts.
What if it's not in that casing? What if they're...
The loose little
Yeah.
cloves. Yeah, just what I do is I put them in a container and put that on the countertop
Okay.
away from the sun. Just a little thing to keep them together.
No, okay.
Cantaloupes, most people don't put those in the refrigerator until they're really ripe and ready to go. I put them in because I like them cold and I like to juice them, but I put them in right before I juice them. So these stay out also. At
You know
room
what I learned this
temperature.
weekend?
Do you thump your
those
melons?
come from Muscatine,
mine.
Iowa, right? Melons. Well, it turns out that they really come from a small town near Muscatine called Fruitland, and the people of Fruitland are very angry about this. That Muscatine gets all the press.
So it's Fruitland melons.
Exactly.
I'm trying to
Let's
tell
change the
something
way we
important
think.
here.
That was an important tidbit.
Jackie, I do thump my melons. Another
Okay,
thing that you
good.
do is you smell the end.
Yes.
And when you smell it and it smells melony, then it's good to go.
That's what I do with my pineapple. It's true.
If your pineapple smells melony, it's not right. Okay.
There's something wrong. We're degrading here. Okay. If you buy fruits or vegetables that have greenery on them, like turnips and beets, what you want to do is take the tops off and store them separately.
Oh, okay.
So, and beets will last a really good long time. They're a good root vegetable. They stay forever in the fridge. Not forever, but
It'll
they'll
last a
stay.
long time in my house because I ain't gonna eat it.
Now, what do you use this for?
A couple of things. If you cook, they're good sautéed. But I like
They
to,
are?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I like to chop them up and use them in a salad. I also juice them. So if I hadn't had plenty of beets to put in your juice today, I would have put in beet greens because they turn your juice red.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're really good. Kale.
Love
is
kale.
a delicate
I'm growing
green.
some now, so I'll bring you some
Love
when
it,
it's
love it,
ready.
love it.
Oh,
Ready.
good. I can't. Seriously, I love this stuff.
Yeah, me
that
too.
goes in a bag. And then another thing that people don't think about is you can put your produce like this in a glass jar, and this will keep it really fresh. It's keeping the air away from it. And it keeps it nice and it doesn't get dented, and you don't forget it's in there. Because one of the reasons why we let things go bad is we forget that
in a
they're
You don't,
drawer.
you don't
Are
see
you
'em.
fridging
You
it
don't
or,
see it.
or outside the fridge?
Refridge.
Fridging it,
Yep,
okay.
yep, yep.
Really quickly, those bags and the paper, where can we find those products?
I got these at Campbell's Nutrition on 42nd Street.
Okay.
You can get them. Some of the bigger supermarkets will carry them.
I think Fleet Farm had some of these too.
Oh,
believe it or not.
great, yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be this brand. You just see the green bags, and they're reusable. Don't throw them away.
They are.
Like, you reuse them 8-10 times until they
Okay.
get a hole in them.
And then what about the paper again? again?
The paper I get online. I haven't seen this locally. Maybe
Fresh
some
paper.
smart and savvy retailer will pick this up and run it because this is good stuff.
Okay.
And this does help.
All right, now for more tips and information, especially since your show is going to be coming up here real soon, that's where they go.
Yes, to fork-road.com, and if anybody wants to contact me, they can certainly do that, and they would do that at info@fork-road.com via email.
Do yourself a favor, go to the website and find out how to make that dip for the vegetables. It is that good. It really is.
Cheers,
this
everybody.
is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great job.
Thank you. Thanks,
We'll be right
guys.
back. It